The many battles of Alexander the Great. The annals of ancient history are filled with stories of heroes and kings, but few figures have left a legacy as enduring as Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BCE, Alexander rose to power in the Kingdom of Macedonia and quickly embarked on a campaign to conquer the world. His life was a relentless series of battles, each one more daring than the last, showcasing his strategic brilliance and the indomitable will that drove him to expand his empire across 3 continents. The battles of Alexander the Great not only demonstrated his tactical genius, but also reflected his ambition to build a unified empire, a vision that defined his reign. The Battle of Kyrenia, 338 BCE. The first significant battle of Alexander's career took place when he was just 18 years old. At the Battle of Kyrenia, he fought alongside his father, King Philip II, against the combined forces of Athens and Thebes. The battle was a decisive moment in Greek history, marking the end of Greek city-states' independence and the beginning of Macedonian dominance over Greece. During the battle, Alexander led the left wing of his father's army, demonstrating remarkable courage and a keen sense of tactics for someone so young. His leadership contributed to a decisive victory, and the Athenians and Thebans were forced to acknowledge Macedonian supremacy. Kyrenia was the first step on Alexander's path to greatness. This victory helped establish his reputation as a formidable warrior and a capable leader, setting the stage for the future battles he would command on his own. The Battle of Granicus, 334 BCE. Following the assassination of his father, Alexander became king of Macedonia and soon set his sights on the Persian Empire. His campaign began in 334 BCE when he crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor with an army of around 35,000 men. The first major confrontation with the Persians occurred at the Battle of Granicus, a river near the Aegean coast. The Persian forces were heavily fortified, and they had positioned themselves across the river to make any crossing difficult. However, Alexander was not deterred. He led his cavalry across the river, launching a bold frontal assault against the Persian forces. His reckless courage nearly cost him his life when he was attacked by a Persian nobleman, but his loyal officer, Clitus the Black, intervened, saving him at the last moment. The Battle of Granicus was a resounding victory for Alexander. His success opened Asia Minor to his forces and allowed him to liberate Greek cities under Persian control. This victory also marked the beginning of a series of triumphant campaigns, as Alexander continued to push deeper into Persian territory. The Battle of Issus, 333 BCE. After Granicus, Alexander advanced southward through Asia Minor, liberating Greek cities and establishing Macedonian control. His next major confrontation with the Persian Empire came at the Battle of Issus in 333 BCE, where he faced Darius III, the king of Persia, for the first time. Darius brought a massive army to the battlefield, outnumbering Alexander's forces significantly. However, the narrow terrain of the battlefield neutralized the Persian numerical advantage, allowing Alexander to outmaneuver the larger Persian army. During the battle, Alexander led a daring cavalry charge directly at Darius, targeting the Persian king himself. As Alexander's forces approached, Darius panicked and fled, leaving his army leaderless and demoralized. The Macedonians capitalized on the chaos, crushing the Persian forces and capturing Darius's family, who had been left behind in his hasty retreat. The victory at Issus was a turning point in Alexander's campaign. Not only did it shatter Persian morale, but it also demonstrated Alexander's audacity and willingness to take risks. By sparing Darius's family and treating them with respect, he won admiration even among his enemies, cementing his reputation as both a formidable warrior and a noble leader. The Siege of Tyre, 332 BCE. As Alexander continued his campaign southward, he encountered the fortified city of Tyre, a Phoenician port located on an island off the coast of modern-day Lebanon. Tyre's strategic location and strong fortifications posed a unique challenge, as it was virtually impregnable by conventional siege tactics. However, Alexander was determined to capture the city, both for its strategic value and as a demonstration of his unstoppable resolve. For 7 months, Alexander laid siege to Tyre, constructing a massive causeway to connect the island city to the mainland. Despite facing fierce resistance from the Tyrians, Alexander's forces eventually breached the walls, leading to a brutal assault on the city. The fall of Tyre was both a military and psychological victory, as it demonstrated Alexander's willingness to go to any lengths to achieve his goals. The siege also sent a clear message to other cities in the region. Resistance against Alexander was futile. The Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BCE, arguably Alexander's most famous battle, the Battle of Gaugamela, took place in 331 BCE near the Tigris River in modern-day Iraq. Facing Darius III once again, Alexander encountered a massive Persian army, reportedly numbering over 100,000 troops. Darius had chosen the battlefield carefully, hoping that the open plains would allow his chariots and cavalry to overpower the Macedonian forces. In response, Alexander employed a strategy of flexibility and deception. He ordered his phalanxes to move in a slanting formation, drawing the Persian forces out of their positions. As the Persians shifted, Alexander saw an opening and led a direct cavalry charge through the Persian lines, aiming once again for Darius. When Darius saw Alexander approaching, he fled, leaving his army to be overwhelmed by the Macedonians. Gaugamela was Alexander's most decisive victory, effectively ending Persian power and solidifying his control over the empire. The battle demonstrated his unparalleled skill in battlefield tactics and cemented his legacy as one of history's greatest generals. The Siege of the Sogdian Rock, 327 BCE. After defeating Persia, Alexander continued his campaign eastward, encountering fierce resistance from the mountain tribes of Bactria and Sogdia, modern-day Afghanistan and Uzbekistan. In 327 BCE, he faced a unique challenge at the Sogdian Rock, a fortress perched high on a cliff, seemingly impossible to assault. The defenders taunted Alexander, telling him he would need men with wings to capture the fortress. Undeterred, Alexander took this as a personal challenge. He called for volunteers from his army, asking his bravest soldiers to scale the cliffs under the cover of darkness. Using ropes and stakes, a small group of Macedonian soldiers managed to climb the cliff, taking the defenders by surprise. When the Sogdian defenders saw the Macedonian troops atop the cliffs the next morning, they surrendered without further resistance. The capture of the Sogdian Rock was a testament to Alexander's determination and his ability to inspire loyalty and courage in his soldiers. His relentless pursuit of victory, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, won him both admiration and fear among the peoples he encountered. The Battle of the Hydaspes, 326 BCE. In 326 BCE, Alexander crossed into India, where he faced King Porus, a formidable local ruler who commanded an army featuring war elephants, an unfamiliar and terrifying sight for Alexander's troops. The two armies met at the Battle of the Hydaspes River, a grueling confrontation fought in the rain-soaked plains of what is now modern-day Pakistan. Porus positioned his elephants at the front of his army, hoping to use them to disrupt the Macedonian lines. However, Alexander countered this by attacking from multiple angles, using his archers and cavalry to create chaos among the Indian forces. After a fierce struggle, Alexander's disciplined phalanxes and clever tactics overwhelmed Porus's army. Impressed by Porus's bravery and strength, Alexander spared him and even reinstated him as a ruler under Macedonian authority. The battle marked the easternmost extent of Alexander's empire and showcased his adaptability in facing new and unknown challenges. Legacy of Alexander's battles. The many battles of Alexander the Great were not merely military engagements. They were expressions of his vision and determination to conquer the world. Through each battle, from the narrow passes of Issus to the vast plains of Gaugamela and the cliffs of the Sogdian Rock, Alexander demonstrated a unique blend of courage, strategy, and resilience that allowed him to achieve the impossible. His campaigns not only expanded the boundaries of his empire, but also spread Greek culture and ideas throughout the known world, laying the foundation for the Hellenistic era. However, his relentless pursuit of conquest came at a cost. Many of his soldiers grew weary of the constant battles and foreign lands, longing to return home. Despite their loyalty, the strain of endless warfare weighed heavily on his men. In 324 BCE, Alexander finally relented, beginning his journey back to Babylon, where he would die the following year under mysterious circumstances. Alexander's battles transformed the ancient world, leaving an indelible mark on history. Though he died young, his military genius and ambition forged an empire that reshaped the cultural and political landscape of the ancient world, inspiring generations of leaders and warriors. His battles remain legendary, a testament to the audacity and brilliance of a man who dared to dream of a world united under